Well, here to react is Michigan Congresswoman Lisa McClain. Congresswoman, Happy New Year. I know you didn't get the marching orders from Chuck, but the narrative that the left, and frankly, as you see, the media, is that the Republicans are against voting rights, which is entirely false. They're using this lie to try to nationalize elections, and the media is on board. So the big question is, are you guys, as Republicans, ready to fight against this collectively?
We're ready to fight. We've been ready to fight. And I think, Sean, America's waking up to the bulliness and the rhetoric of the media. You know, I've said it several times. Just because you bully somebody doesn't make it right. And if that's the tactic that they have to use, is to hound Manchin and Sinema, perhaps their policies aren't good for the American people. Because if they had good policies for the American people, they wouldn't have to hound them and bully them and give this false narrative. They could actually just tell the American people the truth.
But here's the thing. Republicans, I think you guys did a really good job when it came to voter ID. And all these Democrats backtracked and suddenly were like, oh, we've never been against this. You guys did a great job, but you did it collectively. And the question is, do you have a plan that the leadership is behind, that you all will get out there? Because if you guys aren't united, then I think with the media support, they're going to get the American people to think somehow their rights are being attacked.
Well, you're spot on. And just because somebody says something's true doesn't make it true. I mean, just because I say I'm a 6'2" blonde supermodel does not make it true. But you are spot on with your point in that leadership on down, we need to collectively band together and focus on this voting rights issue. Because 80% of America, when we polled them, agree that we need to show voter ID when you go, picture ID when you go to vote. That's not a infringement on your voting rights. But again, Sean, you're spot on. We must stand united and laser focused, because we have a big fight with the progressives and with the media.
Right. And the thing is, every single American can still vote in person. They can vote absentee. In fact, in Georgia, both the first time they did it and this year, minority participation went up after these so-called voting, attacks on voting. They lie about this stuff to make people fear that somehow their rights are being undermined. And we need to get out there and set the record straight aggressively. But by the way, I was actually fascinated by a lot of the discussion this weekend on some of these Sunday shows. The left and all their friends in the media keep accusing Trump supporters of questioning the legitimacy of elections. But there was an interesting poll that the Washington Post put out, and it shows that 69% of people think that Biden's election was legitimate, as opposed to 29% of people who say it wasn't legitimate. Okay, so that's what the media is all in a tizzy about. 29% say that Biden wasn't legitimately elected. But 4 years ago, when President Trump was elected, only 57% of people thought that Trump's election was legitimate, and 42% said that Trump's win was not legitimate. So here's the thing that's funny. More people on the left didn't give Trump the legitimacy he deserved, and yet the media is running around claiming that every Trump supporter is undermining democracy. This is ridiculous.
Well, and again, don't let the facts get in the way of a good story. That narrative would not sell. At the end of the day, the American people are waking up to the media. That's why you see CNN's ratings. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to say that on your show, but that's why you see their ratings in the tank, is because everybody knows what they're doing is lying. I mean, out and out, blatant lies. If you would just give the American people the truth, give them the facts, believe in them, that if they're presented with the facts and not the political facts, just the facts, I think Americans will make really good decisions. I believe they can make better decisions than the actual government. But they have to you have to be given the facts in order to do that without massaging it or manipulating it, or frankly, out and out lying about the facts, of which we've seen happen over and over again.
I couldn't agree with you more, and that's why I think these coordinated efforts to tell the American people what's really going on and the farce that exists on the left is so important. You're the right person to continue to lead this effort. I appreciate you joining us. Happy New Year, ma'am.
Happy New Year. My daughter wants a rematch on Dancing with the Stars, too. I just got to get that in there.
We'll see. We'll see. Who knows? It's early in the year.
Have a good New Year's.
You too. All right.